Prophecy on Zimbabwe, Prophecy for Zimbabwe, given by the Lord to Dr. Femi Olowo on 25 May 2008. Out of the ashes of national devastation, Zimbabwe will once again rise up and become a mighty nation under God. For the prayers of the saints have ascended before me as sweet incense, an acceptable sacrifice in my sight, and the prophecies and declarations of the righteous will cause my will to come to pass. The economy of heaven will produce a fruitful land again and an economic harvest for Zimbabwe in a few short years to come. Meanwhile, huge inflation figures will rapidly drop and life as well as life expectancy will return to normality again, in a few short years. For indeed I will expand and extend the lifespan of my children in Zimbabwe, and satisfy them with the Zoë Life of God, so that a man of 72 years will once again be considered but a young man, a youth. Indeed I have spoken over your nation commanding you to be blessed, to be fruitful and to multiply. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. And I the God of fruitfulness and the Lord of multiplication will do it. I will heal a nation that has been so ravaged by man, by disaster and by HIV AIDS, and my healing power and miracle grace shall be known throughout the land. I will raise up leaders after my own heart to lead Zimbabwe into new victories, new economic strength, new global respect and recognition. Your assignment is singular: continue to speak and declare my word over Zimbabwe, for all of this that I have spoken shall shortly come to pass. Clearly, the prophecy shows that Christians have a role to play in the economies of our countries wherever we are. We need to cover our leaders with prayers in all circumstances irrespective of our political affiliations. God respects the human governments and He operates in His way and time. I was surprised when the huge inflation figures for Zimbabwe were reversed overnight in 2009. God works in marvelous ways we cannot fathom. I know many people doubt the power of the prophetic ministry, but I do respect these men and women who are used mightily by God to deliver His Rhema word to the nation. Pray and prophesy good things over your nation and it shall be so. God has commanded our nations to be blessed, fruitful and multiply. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. All leaders in the world should know that the people belong to their Creator, God, and they need to treat them with a lot of respect. A lot of prophetic messages have been spoken about Zimbabwe's economy despite the dark period we passed through as a nation. We believe other nations can learn from us to persevere in order to realize good results. There are prophetic messages that tell us that Zimbabwe is at the heart of God, hence we cannot continue in our poverty. An army of Christians is needed to break the curses spoken over our land. The Word of God says in 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verses 14–15, "If my people who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will hear their sin." Now my eyes will open and my ears attentive to the prayers offered in this place. We just need to rise up and begin to prophesy positively about our nation, but keeping in line with what scriptures say. There is a supernatural power to address the economic challenges of the world. We need God-inspired leaders who can come up with solutions during a crisis.